In America, we have 770,000 homeless people currently right now. So that's almost a million homeless people uh, in America. Now, about 500,000 of these people actually live in shelters, like emergency shelters and overcrowded shelters and places where you never want to wind up. But you still have about 250,000 people on the street in San Francisco, in New York City, in Florida. Now ask yourself, why are these people sleeping on the street? Now, when you see a homeless person who's sleeping on the street, these are the people who are either addicted to a substance or have a mental illness. So you're not seeing the other normal homeless people who don't want to live on the street and rather live in a shelter. You see that there's people who are in a really bad situation and don't have a job and they go to these shelters. Homeless, you want to be homeless where there's a lot of good stuff, where you get like good healthcare coverage, because homeless people are able to get a good healthcare coverage in New York City. They could get cash assistance. There's a lot of organizations in New York City. New York City has so many organizations for people who are homeless. There's food banks, and if you're smart enough, you could go get cash from the government, which you probably should take advantage of if you're homeless. If you're going to be homeless in, let's say, a county which doesn't have all these organizations and all these food banks, you're going to be starving. If you come to New York City, you're going to get fed every day. You're going to get good quality care. They're going to take care of you. Like if you have a medical disease, you could go to an emergency place. An organization will go and take care of you. That's a problem for residents in New York City. They don't want to be walking, let's say at 11 o'clock at night, and being around dangerous homeless people. When we vote for politicians who give all the essentials for homeless people to have a better life in New York City, it's bad for residents. It's unsafe for your children to be around homeless people. You need to vote for politicians who move these addicted substance abusers to different places where real estate's cheap, where there's isn't a lot of people there, and let homeless people stay there. When they're ready to come back into society, then they could go to a normal shelter and get a job. If you are homeless and you're not willing to work, either you have a mental illness, or maybe you guys could give me a hand and help me out, because why are you not working? Get out of here and leave. When you're ready to come back into society to work, then you could be a part of society. There's a lot of people in shelters who are willingly to go there, right? The fact that people don't want to go to shelters is something wrong with you. You know, New York City gets really cold in the winter. You cannot survive unless you have maybe a lot of blankets or something. But if a blizzard comes, you're going to get covered in a foot of snow. It doesn't make sense for someone to sleep outside in the winter in New York City. There's something really wrong with you. We need to house these people 350 miles away from New York City. We need to build camps and build different homeless communities and let them be on their own, and someone could take care of them, like they're put them in a mental institution, because that's where they belong. The reason why we have so much homeless people in San Francisco and in New York City is because our mayors literally give them money. So if they leave, they're gonna lose their benefits. Like the government gives them cash assistance. If they like, let me explain it better. In New York, you get more money with cash assistance. So if you're going to be homeless, live in New York because you get more cash. But the problem is you can't use that. You can't have a different. You can't live in a different state. So if you get your EBD card, right, you get your cash assistance card, and you go spend it in Florida, you're going to get triggered and flagged right away, and they're going to cut you off. So New York City is actually attracting all these homeless people. They're attracting all these homeless people because we have all these organizations. We have all the food banks, all the cash assistance. I understand that shelters are important, and probably a lot of people in shelters might even have kids and families, and that's sad and it's awful. We should really help these people and focus on these people and help them come back in society and give them jobs and let them get on their own feet. But people with mental illnesses being attracted by our mayors giving them all their free stuff is insane. They should be housed away from society. They're dangerous.